welcome to A Good Walk Spoiled, Adventures in Golf, hosted by Scott Ponywaz, also known as @PonyGolf. Hello and welcome to another episode of A Good Walk Spoiled, what I consider to be a generally entertaining podcast covering golf, travel, life, and dropping in some splashes of history, golf architecture, interviews, and more. If you're interested in being interviewed, feel free to drop me a DM. I'm always looking for others involved in golf, whether amateur, pro, in the golf industry, anywhere. Anybody looking to share their journey in golf, happy to have you. Hosted by myself, I'm Scott Ponywaz, also known as Pony_golf on the Instagram. I look forward to jumping into today's episode, but before we do, a couple little tidbits of I don't know, whatever you want to call it, advertising or shout outs, thank yous. But today we're going to feature partner Red Rooster Golf. So keep an eye out or an ear out for that. You can always go to redroostergolf.com and use my promo code PonyGolf, PonyGolf, no spaces or anything. And that'll save you 20% off over at redroostergolf.com. Again, PonyGolf, redrooster.com. Save yourself 20% on premier Cabretta leather golf gloves, as well as a number of other accessories, including this hat. Other thing that also is very exciting is A Good Walk Spoiled and Pony Golf have some new merch drops thanks to my friends over at millions.co. They've worked with me to not only help with getting this podcast together, they've also helped me with some merch and logo designs and things like that for the Pony Golf and Good Walk Spoiled branding. T-shirts, hats, hoodies. I'm going to have it highlighted in here if you're watching the YouTube so you can see example of the logo. And some of that merch, mine is still in the process of being shipped since it's so hot off the presses. But you can go over to millions.co/Scott-Ponywaz-golf. I'll drop that link in the description, as well as if you're watching YouTube, it'll pop up down here somewhere. The other thing, too, is I was excited to announce in one of my earlier episodes that I am now a part of the Golfer Gang network of podcasts. So be sure to take a peek if you're interested in listening to some other great golf podcasts. Head over to golfergang.com and check out some of those and give them a listen. Some great other ones from upstate New York, the Breaking 80, some fun other podcasts over there to listen to. So some exciting announcements and stuff to follow along for. Hoping to see some of those Good Walk Spoiled iconic t-shirts, hoodies, and hats out on the golf courses this summer. So be sure to grab some of those over at millions.co. And for a little preview of today's episode, we're going to kind of feature the LPGA a little bit. I must say, I really wish that the LPGA events were more front and center with television coverage these days, and they weren't sort of hidden on ESPN Plus and buried in other subscription television apps somewhere else, or being shown on Golf Channel or something, but in prime time mainstream coverage. I really wish it was out there a little bit more, because while it's often incredible to see people like Scotty Scheffler, who's obviously living in his prime right now, and seeing him bomb 350-yard drives. But, as an amateur golfer myself, I just have really started to try to watch more and more women's golf because honestly, it's started to feel a little bit more relatable. When I look at club distance averages and course lengths, the LPGA players are often, I'm finding, playing similar to my own club distances. However, I do have to admit their short games are way, way better, which also is why it gives me a chance to pick up a few things and learn from their short games. And, that's why I'm still a 2 handicap struggling towards scratch and shooting par, whereas people like Nelly Korda are finishing the Chevron 12 under par. So a lot of room for improvement for me to try and chase a lot of those professionals down on the men's side as well as the women's side, even in the amateur golf world. Seeing the Augusta women's amateur and just the level of golf that so many of those college, even high school golfers are demonstrating out on that course, at a place like Augusta, where I think even as a 2 handicap, I would struggle to break 90. So, so exciting episode ahead today. We're gonna really focus a lot on Nelly Korda and the Chevron, and then as far as this episode's flights, bites, I really need to work on this better. I'm terrible. Chips, bites, and flights. I'm gonna get it one of these days. How embarrassing! I can't even talk about my own golf and travel segment, but it is chips, bites, and flights. I finally got it right there. But today's episode is going to feature a impeccable golf destination. So I'll let you sort of linger on that and see if you might be able to take a guess. I'll give you a hint. It does lie on the shores of Lake Michigan, a little north of Milwaukee. So that's your little hint, and stick around to the final segment to find out what that is, and I'll share some of my personal recommendations. So without further ado, let's dive right in and drive into today's episode. Nelly Korda has just bombed onto the golf scene, and she's been in the LPGA now and making a name for herself for over a decade. She's not only one of the biggest names in women's golf, but she's quickly becoming one of the game's major stars. After her big weekend win at the 2024 Chevron Championship in the Woodlands, Texas this past weekend at the Jack Nicklaus Signature Course, the club at Carlton Woods, Nelly Korda propelled herself into a league of her own, or at least a league of 3, when she won her 5th LPGA title in a row. Now, the only 2 other to complete this feat are Annika Sorenstam, who did this 5-peat, I guess you could call it, in 2005, and Nancy Lopez, who completed the 5-peat in 1978. So I thought, what better way to sort of spend today's topic but getting to know Nelly Korda and learn a little bit more about where she came from, how she got here, and where she is today. Nelly Korda was born in July on the 28th in 1998 in Bradenton, California. So this 25-year-old is already set to go down as perhaps one of the best players in history, in golf history, no doubt LPGA history, but she's making a splash, also inspiring more and more people like myself to start focusing and watching the LPGA events, and not only her brand bringing a lot more awareness to women's golf, but also companies like Chevron at the tournament that she just won, making major contributions to the financial side of women's golf, which is also very exciting to see. Nelly Korda is definitely coming from some great genes. She's from a renowned sporting family. Her father, Peter, actually won the 1998 Australian Open, also the year that she was born. So 25 the 25th year anniversary-ish of that. And her mother, Regina, was also a ex-professional tennis player as well. Both represented Czechoslovakia. The other thing, too, is her siblings have both made names for themselves as well. Her sister, Jessica, who just recently had a baby, which turned Nelly into Aunt Nelly, to Jessica's newest child. Jessica was is also a multiple-time LPGA Tour winner, and her brother Sebastian is following in his parents' footsteps as a professional tennis player who is currently also ranked in the top 50 in the world, which is pretty impressive. So some great sports genes in the Korda family. Aside from golf, though, some of Nelly's hobbies include tennis and ice hockey. Favorite team is the LA Kings. Additionally, she obviously has an affinity for tennis. Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal are among her all-time favorite sports stars. She's also a big country music fan. So when asked if she wasn't a professional golfer, she thinks she may have gone into law. So obviously she's got some smarts to her as well. A little more about her golf history. So in 2013, a week before her 15th birthday, Nelly Korda made the cut at the Women's US Open. So quite impressive at that young age. After turning professional in 2016, Korda won her first event at the Sioux Falls Challenge. That season, she ended up finishing 9th on the money list and earned her LPGA Tour card for 2017 officially after that season. In 2021, she won her first major, which was the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, and she also happened to take home the gold medal at the Tokyo Olympics, which was also quite exciting. A big win for her. Growing up, Tiger Woods was also one of her sort of golf heroes that she looked up to. And in 2021, and this one is pretty funny when it came through the interviews, at the in the PNC Championship, she had to kind of work up the courage to even ask for a photo with the 15-time major champion, Mr. Tiger Woods. Pretty incredible, because I think as Nelly had proven herself to be one of the big names in women's golf, I'm sure Tiger was also more than happy to take a picture with Nelly. That same year, 2021, she ended up reaching the world number one and returned there at least once throughout the season, every year since, which is pretty impressive. I have a feeling she's not going very far away from that number one spot now, after she's etched her name in history as one of the 3 to 5 back-to-back LPGA events. One of the other sort of interesting facts, as I was kind of mentioning about distances. So according to the LPGA Tour stats, Nelly Korda's average driving distance in 24 is currently standing at 264.74 yards, which puts her at 33rd on the LPGA Tour, and that's about 15 yards less average than the leading player. So, for the record, according to Arcos, my driving average as a 2 handicap male 40 something average amateur golfer, my driving average is about 261. I just don't even come close to shooting 12 under on a major championship golf course, and shooting 12 under like Nelly does. If only I could. So I'm continuing to chase scratch, and hopefully this season is the year that I dip my toes below the line and put myself into the pluses. So fingers crossed, I can get my putting together. So if you have any putting tips for me, drop them in the line, or drop them in the comments, or maybe I'll be lucky enough and Miss Nelly Korda hears this podcast and wants to do a little joint teaching episode on short game and putting that can help propel my game in the direction of hers. So I don't think that will ever come close, but yeah, can always hope. So if you're listening at all, Miss Nelly Korda, feel free to drop me a DM. I'd gladly take a lesson. Welcome back, listeners. I hope you enjoyed that first segment feature on Miss Nelly Korda and got to know her background a little bit. So for the next segment today, we're going to be diving into the rich history of one of women's golf's most prestigious events, which is the Chevron Championship hosted at the club at Carlton Woods. Sit back, relax, and let's go on a little journey of this iconic tournament and its picturesque setting. Hopefully you had a chance to watch the event over the weekend. Thrilling final day with Nelly Korda winning her 5th event in a row at a major nonetheless, which is just still mind-boggling. I'm sorry I keep repeating this 5-peat fact all episode, but just such an exciting time in women's golf, and just to see Nelly Korda and her swing is, I mean, beyond incredible. She's arguably one of the best golf swings in golf. But without further ado, the Chevron Championship. So formerly known as the ANA Inspiration, the Chevron Championship has a legacy that spans over 5 decades. It was established in 1972, and this major championship has remained a cornerstone of the LPGA Tour, and it attracts just the top golfers and talent from around the globe. It was originally named the Colgate Dinah Shore Winners Circle, which I actually did not know until doing the research for this episode. The tournament was founded originally by entertainer Dinah Shore, whose passion for golf and commitment to women's sports helped to shape its early years. So in 1983, the event became an official major championship on the LPGA Tour and joined the ranks of prestigious tournaments like the U.S. Women's Open, as well as the Women's PGA Championship. So again, that was 1983 that it officially became a major, about 11 years after, not about, it was 11 years after its inaugural event in 1972. The club at Carlton Woods, which is nestled into the serene woodlands of the Woodlands, Texas, that's the name, serves as the backdrop of the Chevron Championship, and this exclusive golf club. It actually boasts 2 championship courses, including the Jack Nicklaus signature course, which is the one that actually hosts the Chevron Championship tournament. The club at Carlton Woods was designed by legendary golfer Jack Nicklaus. The course at Carlton Woods has continuously challenged players with its strategic layout, undulating fairways, and just meticulously manicured greens. Pristine setting amidst these towering pines and lush landscapes provides the breathtaking canvas for the world's best female golfers to showcase their skills. Over the years, the Chevron Championship has witnessed some unforgettable moments that have left an indelible mark on the sport, from dramatic finishes to record-breaking performances like the one this past weekend. Each edition of the tournament has just added to its storied legacy. I think if you haven't watched the Chevron Championship either this year or years past, one of the most iconic traditions of the Chevron Championship has to be the winner's leap into Poppy's Pond. This tradition began in 1988 after Amy Alcott celebrated her victory by running and jumping into the pond that surrounds the 18th green. And since then, it has become a symbol of triumph and celebration for the champions of the tournament. I'll try to sort of highlight some of those pictures from this past weekend, if I can, on here. And otherwise, I had posted some of my stories over the last couple of days, if you had seen those. But that remains a sort of iconic symbol and triumphant leap, one might say, for the winner of each year's Chevron Championship. So as we look ahead to the future, Chevron Championship will continue to uphold its legacy, I have no doubt, as a pinnacle of women's golf. With the unwavering commitment to excellence and innovation, the storied tournament is set against the beautiful backdrop of the club at Carlton Woods. And no doubt it's going to remain a highlight of the LPGA Tour. And if you missed it this year, I strongly encourage you to put it on your calendar for next year to make sure you watch it, because just the level of golf, the field that they have there, and just the challenge and the test of the club at Carlton Woods just make it an epic event and a major that you definitely want to add to your watch list. So before we jump into our chips, bites, and flights segment, I do want to let Red Rooster Golf, company that I'm an ambassador for, get a little shout out here. So we will have a quick little word from my partner. Be sure to use my code as well. Today, we'd like to highlight Red Rooster. Aside from the fact that I'm an ambassador for Red Rooster, I also love their golf gloves and actually their recently released socks as well, which have quickly become my new favorite golf socks. I won't say whose gloves and socks these are replacing, but let's just say one of the major players has been sort of pushed aside thanks to the top quality gloves and socks and accessories from Red Rooster Golf. In fact, I'm wearing the hat. Just the lighting in my office here makes it a little tougher to see the white on white, but Red Rooster Golf hat, you can see that. I also just had a new glove come in the mail from Red Rooster. So let's see which one came in this month's subscription. And it is the Scramble. Handcrafted from AAA Cabretto leather, Red Rooster gloves have earned a reputation for their unparalleled durability, high quality craftsmanship, and if these aren't the best gloves you've ever worn, they'll even let you return them for free. One of the other reasons I love Red Rooster is that they are gloves that give back. When the founders started this venture, they wanted to give back to the game that gave to them and so many of us many different things. And that's why they started the Play It Forward program. So every purchase of an adult glove helps them donate junior gloves to youth golf programs in Canada and the USA. Red Rooster, for those of you that are unfamiliar, actually started in Canada. So if you subscribe, you can also get a new glove each month, like I do. So keeps your glove staying fresh and keeps you with that strong grip on your clubs. I love their socks as well. Their new line of accessories, which also include head covers, towels, divot repair tools, hats like the one I'm wearing. They even have glove cases and more. So they make sure that you're equipped both on the course and off the course. So go get yourself a Red Rooster glove. They have so many different colors, styles. I also love their whiteout versions, Sultan version. So many good glove options to keep your hands looking fresh. So head to redroostergolf.com and use my code PonyGolf for 20% off your order today. Again, Pony Golf, PonyGolf will give you 20% off your order over at redroostergolf.com. I'll drop a link in the description, as well as you can always find it in my bio on my Instagram. So go check out Red Rooster Golf. Promise you'll love them. And if you don't, they'll let you return them for free. So definitely have become my new favorite in golf. And we're back with another edition of Chips, Bites, and Flights. I feel like I need to create some sort of a catchy little jingle for the Chips, Bites, and Flights segment. So stay tuned. Maybe in one of these upcoming episodes, I'll have a little surprise new jingle for the Chips, Bites, and Flights. Those that follow me on Instagram might have seen the original post a couple of years ago where I joked I would start a travel show that was called Chips, Bites, and Flights. Well, here we are today. Though it isn't the full show, it is sort of a regular feature. So far, we're 4 for 4 on episodes with these. I'm going to really have to start figuring out how to travel for golf more and more. So if anybody wants to sponsor any golf destination trips for me, I am all ears for it. So I do have an upcoming trip to Australia, which is going to be quite the epic with a little bit of golf, but not a ton of golf. It's more of a vacation, but I am going to haul the clubs across the world to Australia. So stay tuned for that one. And I'm going to try to pre-record some episodes to make sure that the recordings stay, or the episode releases stay consistent on weekly Wednesdays. So if you haven't figured that out already, I tend to drop new episodes every Wednesday, but if you subscribe to the podcast on your favorite channel, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or even YouTube, or millions.co, following me over there for the video versions as well as YouTube, millions.co / Scott Ponywaz golf, link in the description. You can always find me over there as well, and my merch as well. But Chips, Bites, and Flights is derived from my obvious passion for golf, but also passion for travel as well as food. I've worked in the travel industry directly, indirectly, through most of my career. And then I also am a big foodie. So both as a consumer at restaurants, but also as a chef. So maybe that will be one of my YouTube episodes, or I guess more YouTube centric episodes, is maybe a little bit more of pony golf in the kitchen. But today, I kind of given some hints. So if you guessed it, kudos to you. We're going to be embarking on a journey in my childhood backyard to one of the most captivating golf destinations in the world, Whistling Straits, and the charming village of Kohler, Wisconsin. So we're going to explore a little bit about the rich history, the no shortage of golf courses, luxury accommodations, incredible dining options that make this off the beaten path destination a golfer's paradise. Yes, I've had the opportunity to play in an amateur players tour golf tournament event. One of their majors a couple of years ago was hosted at Whistling Straits, as well as the Black Wolf Run complexes. The Whistling Straits course we've sort of touched on during the Pete Dye episode, one of our first episodes, that we also covered a little bit about Harbortown, which just hosted the RBC Heritage, which, Scotty Scheffler, no slouch, took his 4th win in 5 events, with his only missing one, a second place runner-up finish. But you can go back, listen to that Harbortown episode for a little bit more about the history of Pete Dye. But today we're going to focus mostly on Whistling Straits, aside from being the Ryder Cup host a couple of years ago as well, which made it a highlight course. Whistling Straits, nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan. It boasts 2 championship courses that have captured the hearts of golfers worldwide. The Straits course, of course, is the epic that was the Ryder Cup host. The other thing, too, is they have the Irish, which is a little bit set off the water, and they also have the Baths short course, which was open a couple of years ago. I actually have not had the chance to play it. I was there when it was open, but playing long days of tournament golf between Black Wolf Run and the Straits course for a couple days of golf, it was just a lot of golf, and I didn't have a chance to get out on the Baths. So next time I'm back there, I hopefully can get back there. The Straits course is just a masterpiece of link style golf, featuring dramatic bunkers, actually over 1,200 of them, which I also, Harbortown, I heard on the broadcast this weekend, they were boasting something like 120 or 140 bunkers on Harbortown, which I was just sort of blown away by when you think that Whistling Straits has 10 times the number of bunkering than Harbortown. Sorry, a little sidetrack on the factoids there. For those that are, looking for the quick round or family fun challenge, the Bass course also has 10 par 3 holes, all inspired by the Scottish tradition of seaside golf, strategic layout, breathtaking scenery. The Baths just, provides that whole family experience in the short course format that is now becoming popular around golf destinations and golf resorts like Pinehurst and others around the country, Forest Dunes as well, which I think maybe could be one of the future episodes as well. But the golfing adventure doesn't end there. Just a short drive away and almost connected You can tee it up at Black Wolf Run, which is home to 2 world-class courses, which are the River and the Meadow Valleys courses. Both were designed by Pete Dye as well and offer a blend of natural beauty and strategic challenges, while the Straits course over at Whistling Straits only has 1 tree on the property, which is along the 9th hole. The River and Meadow Valleys courses have some ins and outs of some forested terrain as well, which highlights some Wisconsin, not quite northern Wisconsin landscapes, but just the natural beauty of Wisconsin. That both courses are a great test for golfers of all levels. And then also can't forget Erin Hills, which is another gem in the Wisconsin golf landscape. The championship course, just a short drive from Kohler, also has hosted prestigious events like the U.S. Open, which showcased its undulating fairways, the native fescue, and the stunning vistas that rival just about any golf destination in the world. Of course, you could always take a short drive from here if you're not golfed out yet by just the top-notch courses that are in Kohler. You could always continue the road trip over to Sand Valley as well, and play that collection of courses, and you can always stay and play there. I haven't had the opportunity to play there, so my personal destination guide advice is a bit limited, but that being said, Sand Valley, I haven't had the chance to go. My dad and my brother play it probably once a summer. I just haven't been back in Wisconsin to join them when that timing happens. One of the other courses too that isn't too far, near Green Lake, especially if you're flying in and out of Milwaukee or Madison, you might be able to sort of fit that into your golf adventure. And that course is Lasonia, which has sort of been a sleeper course, and I want to say they call it the Irish course, or I can't remember. But if you are going to play Lasonia, their sort of top course that's a sort of now becoming more well-known and more renowned in the golf architecture world, play their more Scottish Open, Irish style course, not the Forest course, unless you want to play both, obviously. But if you want the true Lasonia experience, definitely try to add that to your list. Just a fantastic golf course as well. But sort of without getting too far off topic here, let's talk accommodations. Kohler is home to the American Club, which is a historic luxury resort that just epitomizes elegance and hospitality. It was originally built in 1918 as a dormitory for immigrant workers. However, the American Club has since been transformed into just a world-class destination offering luxurious accommodations, award-winning spa services, and obviously connections to the unparalleled golf experiences at Whistling Straits and Black Wolf Run. Now it's really also been built up to showcase the Kohler line of plumbing supplies and fixtures. So it also sort of combines as a host for people that they want to entertain, and I'll get into the history of Kohler and that whole connection here in a second. For food, the American Club and the golf course clubhouses all have great food, but one that I'd really like to call out is the Blind Horse Restaurant and Winery, just a few minutes away down the road from the actual American Club accommodations. It's a beautiful property that also features an outdoor patio wine bar. So during the summer, it often has live music. The menu in the main restaurant often features just fantastic new American cuisine that brings in local features like walleye, for those of you that are Wisconsinites. Walleye is a very big tradition for Wisconsin cuisine. In addition to that, they also have great staples like braised beef with risotto, and they also feature a lot of classics like series of steaks on the menu and racks of lamb and things like that. So definitely make sure that you find yourself a reservation there at the Blind Horse Restaurant and Winery. Give yourself a little extra time, get there early, enjoy happy hour on the patio, hopefully catch some live music during the summer. But yeah, for food, I highly recommend that as a stop. Accommodation wise, I should also say Sheboygan is sort of the nearby town or city. It's, still a good 20 minutes away from Whistling Straits, but, if you have a group or something and are looking for Airbnbs and Verbos, you're probably going to end up finding yourself over in Sheboygan, just as an FYI, if you got, a group of 8 of you on a golf buddies trip or whatever. So as we kind of wrap up this segment, which is starting to get a little long with some of my side stories, how did Kohler become synonymous with luxury and leisure? That story dates back to 1873 when John Michael Kohler purchased a foundry in the small village of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Over the years, the Kohler family's commitment to quality and innovation propelled the Kohler company to great success. You might even have a Kohler sink or faucet or shower fixture or toilet. But that ultimately led to the development of the village of Kohler and its transformation into a premier destination for golf, relaxation, and fine living, which again, the Kohler family has actually used as well to sort of bring guests in for the company, showcase. I've heard the tour of the Kohler factory can be quite interesting if you have the time to build that into your stay or your vacation. Herb Kohl is a member of the prominent Kohler family, and he played a very significant role in the business and political spheres. While not directly involved with the day-to-day operations of the Kohler family or the Kohler company today, Herb Kohl also served as a U.S. Senator from Wisconsin for 4 terms, and he advocated for a lot of educational, healthcare, and economic development. His dedication to public service and philanthropy reflects the values instilled by his family's legacy, including the commitment to excellence and the community that defines the Kohler company and its namesake village, and has contributed to the growth of Kohler as a world-class golf destination. So that wraps up our exploration of Whistling Straits and the history and village of Kohler, Wisconsin. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or casual enthusiast, it's a destination that just offers a perfect blend of world-class golf, incredible accommodations, spa experiences, and just a great destination in Wisconsin. So that wraps up today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the coverage of the Chevron Championship, a little background on Miss Nelly Korda. Be sure to like, subscribe, and until next time, may your drives be long and your putts be true. We'll see you next time. That concludes today's episode of A Good Walk Spoiled, Adventures in Golf, hosted by Scott Ponyways. That's myself. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, rate it high, and follow us on Instagram at pony_golf to stay in the loop. We'll catch you next time.